Hello everyone, and welcome to Chapter 2 of Transformers: Fall of Cybertron.
Optimus, this is Ratchet. Decepticons have invaded the city. We need you at the fortress to help coordinate defenses.
We're on our way, Ratchet.
Well, the Decepticons are attacking in full force, and you have to protect the Ark. And we have to go over to that fortress over there. But before we do that, we have to go back around here. There is a cassette tape. Or more accurately, an audio log. Because, you know, in video games it's common for people to just transcribe their thoughts and then leave them everywhere.
General evacuation? I thought I'd heard it all. Optimus expects us to turn tail and retreat. Not happening. If I turn my tail, it'll be to crush another wave of Decepticons with it.
So yeah, I'm going to try and find all the audio logs hidden in the game. There's quite a few of them.
Grimlock, do you read me? Grimlock! No answer. More cannons. Megatron isn't holding back anything this time. It's targeting the Ark.
We've got no time to waste. Let's roll out!
Keep going, Jetfire. I'll find another way.
How are we going to get there now that the bridge is destroyed? Oh, hello. What's that? Over there? You sure? Alright. I'll take your word for it.
The Decepticon warp cannon! Optimus! Over here!
I found a route through the Iacon ruins. I'm heading for the auxiliary entrance.
Roger that, Kyle.
Decepticon dropship!
Don't worry, Autobots. I'll protect you. My weapons seem ineffective. You're on your own, Autobots.
Approaching the side entrance. Have that door ready.
Acknowledge.
Almost there.
So naturally, because Optimus Prime is a lot bigger than Bumblebee was, you can actually run people over. Haha! Take that. Also, Optimus Prime comes equipped with missiles in vehicle mode.
I'm inside. Ratchet, have Warpath get a response team ready and meet me in the armory.
Will do. Thanks for sure. Megatron's timing is as lousy as ever.
Why didn't Grimlock warn us?
Halt. Scanning identity. Identity confirmed. Enter Optimus Prime.
Look! It's Optimus Prime!
That Primus security is still online.
Optimus, we tried our best. Without Grimlock, Megatron rolled right over us.
Easy, soldier. Thank you, Bumblebee.
I think I got it. Try it now.
Power's still not stable. Do it over.
What's your status, soldier?
Barely keep the lights on, let alone fix anything.
Yep, things aren't looking too good for the Autobots, unfortunately. They're vastly outnumbered and outgunned.
What happened, soldier?
Couldn't hold the line.
Oh.
No chance without Grimlock.
Thought I was talking to the other guy.
They slaughtered us.
How about you? What's your status, soldier? Oh. Oh dear. Well, according to these vitals, you're perfectly fine. So, just pull yourself back together and get back to work. Actually, you might recognize that the little screen that shows the vital signs on the sides of these beds. It's a little reference to Transformers the movie. You see it during Optimus Prime's death scene.
The damage is too great. We can't spare the energon. This is for the best.
Optimus, please, take me with you.
You'll be safer here until we can return.
Don't do this. I can still fight. Optimus!
He's in stasis.
Till all are one, my friend.
He'll be safe inside this refrigerator.
Let's load him up! Yes, sir!
These stasis pods will keep our wounded safe until we can return.
So this part, there's a few things you can look around and interact with.
How is the Ark holding up?
The shields are taking a beating from those warp cannons. It's holding for now, but won't last long.
This is a little part of the game where you can just sort of take your time and look around and talk to people and examine things.
Ratchet is waiting for you, Optimus. He's nearly ready to fly, Jazz. Music to my ears, Sideswipe.
Sideswipe, we need that dropship to get support to the outer wall.
We scavenged all the good parts for the Ark, Optimus. She'll fly.
Grimlock deserted his post.
Pick the worst time to do it. Working as fast as we can, Optimus.
Now over there, you can see there's a box. And the only way to get that box is to interact with this flying crane thing. Just grab the box and deliver it straight to us. And inside the box are little tiny crystals, or energon shards. You want to watch out for these boxes. These energon shards basically act as our currency. You use them to upgrade stuff and buy weapons and stuff. We'll be seeing that in use a bit later on.
Optimus, I need your help!
Ratchet, how can I help?
Silverbolt's leaked too much energon. We need to stabilize his power. Grab that cable! Now, plug it into his power supply.
We blew a regulator.
Matrix. We need that power online!
Power's back.
Well met, Ratchet.
Thank you, Primus. I'll handle the rest, Optimus. I'm sure you'll need it elsewhere. Easy. Save your strength.
Don't let them win. How are we getting out of this one, Optimus? Optimus, you're here! Are we gonna make it, Optimus?
Oh god, you're all so depressing. Stop being so negative. All I'm hearing is, we're not gonna make it. There are too many of them. Christ, things aren't that bad.
Look out!
Oh.
Hold on, soldier! I'll get you out! Optimus, it's too heavy.
Okay, everything's exploding, but still, it's not all that bad.
Almost got it! You're gonna be okay. I'll see if I can queue up some more help.
Man, who'd have thought metal would be so flammable?
Everything okay?
We've got this covered, Jazz. Grimlock left his post. I need you to find him.
On my way!
So this little section where you can sort of take your time and look around and sort of stories being told to you, it's a nice change of pace, I suppose. We just sort of came straight off the tutorial level, which was pretty high intensity action and explosions and stuff, and sure, there's a lot of explosions now, but you're not in combat, and you can just sort of take your time at this part. Why is everything exploding?
Optimus? He's looking for Grimlock. Warpath, give me a status update.
Receptor and a bunch of tech heads are trapped inside the nerve center at the south gate. I'm gathering a rescue team.
Count me in.
You might want to gear up at the Teletran terminal.
So the Teletran terminal acts as a shop.
How can I help you, Optimus Prime?
So at the Teletran terminal you can buy new weapons, or rather, if you want to change your weapon you can buy it. You can also upgrade weapons, change their stats a bit. You can buy heavy weapons as well. If you don't like the weapon you have equipped, you can just basically buy it to replace it. You have these techs, assault techs and utility techs. These are sort of secondary weapons which I'll show off later. And then here are these perks. Perks are basically one-time upgrades. You just buy them and then you're upgraded, and they basically make you more powerful or give you little benefits in various ways, like improved damage, increased defense, things like that. I should be able to buy most of these. I'm not sure how much money you get in a single playthrough, but I should be able to show off a majority of the things you can buy in here. Of course, since this is an Activision game, it has DLC up the wazoo, and you can buy this throwback blaster that makes pew pew noises. And you have to buy this with real money. And of course, if you remember the original cartoon show, it's the throwback blaster, which is very much shaped like Megatron in his original Generation 1 gun mode, which is all kinds of silly. We won't be buying that, so you're not going to see that. In fact, there's a lot of DLC for this game, I'm not buying any of it. All the DLC is mostly just dumb cosmetic stuff anyway, so it's not really worth it.
Gotta get these Teletran components on the Ark.
Even the Sky Spy?
Especially the Sky Spy.
Enough distractions. I've got a job to do.
Once again, if you're a fan of the original cartoon show, you might recognize the design of that flying doohickey, the little ball with arms. It is very much based off the Sky Spy in the original cartoon show. In the first episode of Generation 1, the Sky Spy is the thing that scanned all the Earth vehicles and gave the Transformers their alternate forms.
Put out that fire.
They're gone. Nothing we can do for them. Keep working.
Yet more unfortunate casualties of war. Never mind that though, tape cassette time.
Optimus may subsist on sheer determination and will alone. Great leaders draw their power from conviction. Their armies, however, march forward only under the power of Energon. This terrible war will reach its end, not because all have finally become one, but simply, I fear, because all have become none.
So as you can tell, this game is very much a huge love letter to fans of the original cartoon show from the 80s, Generation 1 as it's called. The Sky Spy is a nice little reference. The entire first chapter where the Autobot ship, the Ark, is being attacked by the Decepticon ship is pretty much the first episode of Transformers. So yeah, you'll definitely get a kick out of this if you're a fan of the original cartoon show.
Anything I can use to protect the Autobots?
We're inside Grimlock's room right now. He has a fancy door and we're just stealing his rocket launcher and having a look through his stuff.
Grimlock's unfettered anger represents as much danger for the Autobots as it does for the Decepticons.
He's keeping a locker full of Decepticon heads, which is kind of creepy when you think about it. Oh well, while we're here, let's have a look at Grimlock's TV. Let's see what there is on. Cartoons? Nice. Nope, that's boring. Exercise videos? Not really for me. Oh, there's Perceptor on TV. Who cares? This is pretty boring.
Where are you, Optimus? We need you!
Hang on, I'm just watching TV. Yeah, nothing really on. Even on Cybertron, daytime TV is still just as boring as it always is.
Optimus, are you all right?
Yeah, I think I had enough of TV, really. Okay, well, I think we've done enough exploring and looking around and random talking to people, so I think it's now time to get back into the story.
Energon is in short supply, so make every shot count. You want the honors, Optimus?
It's your show, Warpath.
Listen up! We've got cons right outside this door. When the door opens, we go out hard. You will engage the enemy with guns blazing and gears grinding.
Yes, sir!
Hit on 3, 2, 1. Go, go, go!
Onward, soldiers! March towards your own deaths!
Keep attack formation!
Come back here!
This way, Optimus! Let's move around and flank these cons!
Where'd he go?
I should probably point out that I'm currently playing on the normal difficulty mode. I do sometimes play on hard mode, although I get the feeling that that's very much designed with you having all your weapons and stuff upgraded at the Teletran store. I'm playing this on a new save file, so none of my weapons or anything are upgraded. And hard mode isn't exactly a different experience, it just gives the enemies more health and more damage, so it just makes it take longer to kill them, really.
Fire! Clear.
Clear!
Clear.
Meet me at the door to the nerve center.
This jetpack is still locked.
We need to remove it. Carefully.
You saying I'm not careful?
Optimus, scouts report a Decepticon dropship is coming in hot.
Looks like that jetpack will have to wait. Autobots, take defensive positions.
Optimus, you want dibs on that gun turret?
I'm on it. I like the perspective this offers.
Decepticon dropship!
We must protect this door at all costs.
If you played the previous game, War for Cybertron, you might recall that War for Cybertron had a lot of turret sections like this. The problem is turret sections are kind of boring. I mean, they can be fun, but if you spend too long on a turret, or there are too many turret sections, they just kind of become boring, because at its core, you're just shooting at things, and you can't really move or do anything else. But fortunately, in this game, this is pretty much the only turret section. Well, I think there are a couple more, but they're completely different from this. So, I think that's one of the things I noticed when I first played this. When I first got to this part, I thought, oh, here we go again, because this is exactly what War for Cybertron did. And it turns out, no, they cut down on most of these turret sections. And one of the things I quite like is that they acknowledge that there are a lot of problems with War for Cybertron. One of them being the very monotonous nature of the game. War for Cybertron was very samey throughout. This game mixes up the gameplay a lot more, and I like that a lot. It's also a lot easier on the eyes. They did a lot of work trying to improve the colour palette. War for Cybertron was very gunmetal grey, and you think, oh, it's a planet full of metal, of course it's going to be grey. But in this game, they actually researched different types of metal. They looked into different types of paints, like matte paints and shiny paints, glossy paints, just to give the world a bit more variation, which I can totally appreciate. I mean, this game is definitely a lot more pleasing to the eyes. Graphically, a lot better, and the art design is way better as well. In fact, I'm such a huge loser, I actually bought the Fall of Cybertron art book, because I like the art style that much.
Battlefield log 1186. Sideswipe transmitting for Optimus. Arc Energon fuel levels have been checked and rechecked. The situation is worse than we feared. Many were of the opinion that even before Megatron's latest offensive, Energon levels were insufficient for extended space travel. Now, after another protracted battle with the Decepticons, there is no more room for debate. At the current levels of consumption, will not have enough Energon to even reach the space bridge portal safely.
So you can kind of see how these tape cassettes are hidden about in the places, because that little room where I found that tape cassette only opens up when the enemies bust through the door, and the enemies only bust through the door once you get to the turret section, so you kind of have to keep your eyes pretty peeled in order to find all the tape cassettes in the game.
All right, Warpath. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Warpath, secure the area, then make your way to the Ark. Protect it at all costs.
Yes, Prime!
Optimus? Perceptor has been waiting for you, sir.
Where is he now?
At the central hub. He's been rewiring things all day.
Optimus! Perceptor, meet me at the command terminal.
So we meet Perceptor. He's basically the nerd for the Autobots. He just completely shrugged off that explosion. It's like, oh god, and then, well, business as usual. Back to work. Anyway, over here, another tape cassette.
Fellow Autobots, per Technological Directive 84 Beta 1, initiated by Optimus Prime, executed by myself, Perceptor, and my team, Teletran sub-terminals had been brought back online where possible in inhabitable facilities and structures across Cybertron. Though antiquated by standards we have come to expect, the Teletran terminals are perfectly functional and efficient.
We'll teach these Decepticons a lesson.
Oh, damn it. Why did you speak to me? You just interrupted the audio log. Oh, well, whatever.
Perceptor is up that way, sir.
You pretty much got the idea of that. He's just talking about how the Teletran terminals tie in with the storyline.
We nearly have the nerve center up and running again.
Primus, I
goes another molecular fuse. Optimus, if you'd be so kind as to locate another fuse.
I'll handle it, Perceptor.
I don't know if you've noticed something about the way the game handles lighting sometimes, and it really bothers me for some reason, but whenever they try to simulate the lights going out, they just add a black filter over the screen rather than change it. Oh well, sucks to be him. Anyway, yeah, as I was saying, whenever the lights go out, they just add a black filter over the screen to make it look like it's dark, which is really, you can really tell that they haven't changed the lighting of the actual level at all, because the little lights on the Transformers themselves should still be showing. And I thought it would have been really cool to see the lights go out and still have all the little lights on the Transformers show up, because it would be a really cool effect.
Perceptor is waiting for you, sir.
But they just didn't do that. I guess they couldn't with the engine or something, but it still sucks, because it would have been cool to see all these Transformers in the dark, illuminated by the little LED lights that are attached to their bodies.
Right, that should do it. There they are. I've located artillery units throughout this complex that we could use to repel Megatron's attack. I've been trying to get these weapons online, but they're quite old and...
We don't have enough energon.
Everything we have is fueling the Ark.
Can we spare any of it and still launch?
It's worth a try. We'll have to manually redirect the power to the artillery gun. I can't do it from here.
Optimus, we got Cons knocking at the door!
Stay online, Perceptor, and guide me to the first artillery unit.
Roger that, Prime.
The Decepticons are trying to get through the door, but we found this dimensional decimator. Let's give it a try, shall we?
Return fire!
All clear!
Seal the door behind me.
So yeah, you want to keep an eye out for little pickups like that. The game kind of has, the utility tech and assault techs, which are sort of secondary weapons. They can be pretty useful. I'll try and show off most of them in the game, although I have a habit of picking them up and then forgetting to use them. But we'll see how that goes later on.
All right, Optimus. To get to the first artillery unit, you'll need to head through the engine room. That's where we assembled the Ark's boosters.
I remember.
Your path should be fairly clear. All of that machinery will have been moved by now. All that is left now is the city's old foundation pumps.
So we picked up a blueprint just now. The blueprints, picking one up basically means you can now buy it at the Teletran store, so we have an extra weapon we can buy now. Here is an armory recreator. It's basically a locker. You spend 250 energon shards and it gives you a random power-up item, weapon, whatever. So the contents are randomized and it's sort of a gamble as to what you get, so you might as well open it if you don't have anything decent on you. And here's a little hidden entryway that contains more energon shards and a clutch attack drone. Another thing I quite like is that these levels tend to have lots of little nooks and crannies you can explore, which is quite good. In fact, you might say that these levels have more to them than meets the eye. Anyway, yes, we have a few more energon shards, so you might as well buy some upgrades. You can choose the different upgrades you want to upgrade, although the last one is, there are 4 upgrades per weapon, and the last one is locked until you buy the other 3. The last upgrade is usually some really weird overpowered thing, and it's kind of funny sometimes, but we won't be seeing that for a little while. I'm just seeing what else you can buy right now. You buy that ammo dispenser. Now whenever we use the Teletran terminal, it'll automatically refill the ammo of all of our guns. And if you have a look at our gun, we bought an upgrade, and it actually shows up on the gun. You can see that little red nozzle, little red pipe, and that appeared there when we upgraded our gun, which is it's a nice little touch. You notice your weapons changing as you upgrade them.
They're in for it now!
That was weird. The explosion from that canister just cancelled all momentum on my vehicle mode, and I just got stuck there. The physics in this game does sometimes make your vehicle mode get stuck for some reason. I'm not sure what happens, but anyway, here's a new weapon type, the Photon Burst Rifle. It's got a scope, and excuse me, get out of the way, please. Thank you. Yeah, you got a scope, and it fires in bursts. And of course, all these Decepticons are really dumb and stand really close to exploding barrels, because this is a video game, of course. They have to stand near them. But yeah, the Photon Burst Rifle is an alright ranged weapon. It's fairly accurate. For some reason it shows the enemy's health as well. Like you can tell how much health he's got when you shoot him. It's an okay gun. I'm more of a guy who likes to get relatively up close and personal, depending on the character, but let's get closer to the action. I should also point out, this is a problem that's more prevalent at this, the first part of the game here, the first couple of chapters. But there's a problem I find with the level design where it's just full of chest-high walls and stuff, and narrow corridors, which isn't really designed for vehicular combat at all. Like, it's really hard to sort of use your vehicle mode in combat in a scenario like this, and I feel like, I don't know, I always like to mix it up a bit. I try to be stylish, especially now that I'm doing a Let's Play. I don't want to just like hide behind cover all the time. So, I don't know, the level design just doesn't really allow for a mixture of both cover-based shooting and vehicular combat. And also, whenever Optimus Prime does a melee attack, he tends to go like, does this like grunting noise, and I don't know if it's just Peter Cullen just being old, but Optimus just sounds like a really old man trying to get out of his chair whenever he does a melee attack. It's kind of weird. Anyway, over there's a Moleculon fuse socket, so somewhere hidden in this level, in this little area, there's a Moleculon fuse, so let's have a look for it.
Time for some velocity!
See, I'm not really sure what they could have done with the level design for this part of the game to make it more suited for Optimus Prime's vehicle mode. It's less of a problem later on. I think later on there's a bit less in terms of chest-high walls and things, or at least they don't become so much of an issue. I've been thinking about why there's chest-high walls as well, because you can't, again, there's no crouch mechanic, you can't just use the chest-high walls as proper cover. But then it occurred to me that they are being used by the enemies. So, I guess chest-high walls are there just so the enemy can use them for cover. Which is kind of strange when you think about it, because the enemies can use cover and, like, peek from behind cover and shoot you, but you can't. At least not as effectively as they can. Kind of a weird design choice. Anyway, we've opened up a tiny hidden room and it's got another tape cassette in it. Oh boy!
Arc inspection log 1245. Sideswipe here. Transmitting to, well, whoever will listen. Which at this point seems like no one. Once again, I feel compelled to record my objection to the current specifications for the Autobots' Exodus craft, the so-called ARC, the prototype Vanguard-class deep space interceptor. With insufficient armor plating and only 16 particle combustion canyons and 16 laser emitters, it is apparent, to myself at least, that only the craft's propulsion system is adequate to the task at hand. Clearly, the ARC is intended to simply outrun any hostile craft.